what's up? This is Jay Stank here with another episode of EVE Online. Today we're going to go ahead and do what I said we were going to do last time and try to be running missions more efficiently. Now, I know that many of you have this sort of setup in your hangar right now. You have a battleship or some kind of mission running ship which is dedicated to clearing the site, and then you have a separate ship which is dedicated to actually salvaging the site and cleaning it up. I'm going to tell you today that you don't have to have two ships to do this. You can do it all in one. So today we're going to do an all-in-one ship. So what I'm going to do is I am going to strip this ship of what it has and put it into the hull of the Raven here. So we're going to do that. Now we have something like this. We're going to be using the mobile depot and the mobile tractor unit to help us with this, because here with the mobile depot we'll be allowed to refit in space. We also have three cargo expanders in our cargo hold, so that whenever we're finished with the room we can throw on the cargo expanders and load up the ship with all the goodies, and then either put on the warp drive to go to the next room, or if it's the last room we can go home with all the loot in tow. Other things that you should consider is having some extra capacitors modules for the low slots, so that if you put those in there we would be cap stable, so that way if you run into trouble and you need more stability you can have it on demand. And conversely, if you want more damage, or if you feel like you need more damage, at the very end there's always that last battleship that you have to take out, and it sometimes takes a while, so if you can just pack on the damage there, that'll help out a lot. Other thing I like to have is a drone link augmentator. You throw that on and it doesn't matter if you can't power it or not, because whenever you have this, salvage drones will be able to go further to get wrecks that are just out of range. And also we have salvage drones in the cargo capacity, in addition to some combat drones there to take care of the frigates. Okay, so I have this set up against versus Sancha with EM Warfield's Thermatic, EM and Therm, and Major ammo. And we're going to be doing the mission called the Recon 2 of 3 versus an unknown assailant. Hold on, one moment. Okay, after a little bit of reading and whatnot, I figured out that this mission calls for a little bit of a different hardener setup, which I have done. I've also added a shield boost amplifier for extra protection, giving the extra large shield booster 905 per 4 seconds. That should be enough for this mission. Okay, let's get going. And I will see you in the mission. And I'm going to go ahead and burn down these rats, and then we'll move on to stage 2. And the first thing you want to do is drop the MTU in the mobile depot first. And that way you'll be able to start moving in or pulling in the wrecks and whatnot. And then we'll move on to the next stage when I come back. See you then. And in the middle there, I thought maybe my tank was breaking. So what I did was I went ahead and switched out my low slots into capacitor power. And that way I'm going to have a permanent active tank. And that's one advantage of taking an MTU into a mission while you're still in the mission. Right. Now with this setup, before I was kind of afraid that my tank might break a little bit there in the middle, but because I was able to switch my fit, I was able to stay in the mission and complete it, or almost complete it. I'm leaving the battleships for last, and the reason is because I'm not doing enough damage to take out battleships at this point. But now that I cut down some of the DPS, I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to a more of a damage setup. Like that. That way I can take out these big guys here without too much trouble. It's at this point of the mission where I feel pretty comfortable in taking out my, or bringing back my hobgoblins and putting out some salvage drones. So I'm going to do that. Just to find my, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and recall these. Turn to drone bay, and I'm going to go ahead and put out my salvage drones. And we're going to switch over to that guy right there. Take out my salvage drones. Tell them to go ahead and start salvaging right now. Okay, at this point of the mission we have a big old station to run down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch my fit again. To another damage setup. So I'm going to go ahead and go like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just stack all the damage I can on. I know there's stacking penalties, but at this point there's no enemies left, and it doesn't really matter because, I mean, I could just take off, oh man, I don't have enough. Okay, well I don't have enough, so 4 of those in one of these be perfect. Maximize damage output on the structure. Okay, now that the structure is nearly down, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to a normal fit. Because I don't know what's going to come. There could be a wave or something coming, and I don't want to get caught with my pants down, so I'm going to go back to a normal fit and burn down the structure. And there it is, mission complete. Mission complete. Now we're going to tractor this in here. And we are going to go ahead and see what we got. So for that we got all this loot here, which normally I wouldn't be able to put in my cargo hold with everything I have. But we're going to fix that. I'm going to go ahead and open up my fitting window the last time. And we are going to go ahead and take out these. And put in cargo expandeds. Now we have doubled our, almost more than doubled our cargo hold capacity, and we will be able to take everything in. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop that to cargo hold, scoop this to cargo hold, and then our loot is right here, which we will go ahead and open and loot all, and everything fits all in one mission runner. And then we will just go ahead and head home. Everything is cleaned up, and that was simple and easy, and it was variable. And that, my friends, is the Raven Swiss Army knife of missions. I hope you enjoyed. Leave comments if you wish. If you tell me I'm an idiot, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, have a great day. This is J-Stank, signing out.